Hello artists, are you ready to draw a scuba diver? I sure hope so. We're going to have so much fun today. So get yourself a piece of paper, a pencil, an outline marker, and some crayons, and let's get started. To draw the scuba diver, the first step is to draw the fins. So you'll draw curved shapes with upside down letter U's. That's the first step. From there, draw squiggly and curved lines that connect from the flipper all the way to the hand. You'll see that those are the legs as well as the torso and the arms. From there, the next part is to draw the oxygen tank. Once you've drawn that piece, add the head and then draw another upside down U for the arms. And make sure to add the wrist part of the hand as well as the hands themselves. Once you've done that step, move on to the separation of the legs and draw two curved lines to show where the wetsuit ends and the legs begin. Those ankles will show. After that, complete the face with the eyes, nose, mouth, and the tube that's attached from the oxygen tank to the mouth of the man or the woman who is scuba diving. To finalize the scuba diver, add some lines on the fins, a belt around the waist of the diver, and then you are ready to transfer that drawing onto your large drawing paper. I highly recommend using a pencil to draw all of the steps out first before you outline with a permanent pen. So go ahead and start to copy what you've practiced onto the large drawing paper and go slow and careful. And you can also follow right along with this drawing, but it could be in a different position if you prefer the legs to be kicking different directions. That's up to you. Once you're happy with the drawing of the scuba diver, it's time to get a fine outline marker or pen and trace over all of those pencil lines. And remember, after finishing this step, it's really a great idea to erase all pencil lines. Now that the scuba diver is swimming down to the bottom of the ocean, it's time to draw the ocean floor and all of the sea creatures and seaweed, anemones, urchins, and corals that you can find under the sea. Add a variety of things that grow under the water. Draw different kinds of seaweed. For example, this tall seaweed that I'm drawing. is with straight lines and then semicircles that connect. And from there, I'm going to add football shapes on each semicircle that become the leaves of the seaweed. So that is an option for you. There's so many different things you could add to the ocean floor. This one is a different kind of coral, and it looks like tree branches. And with this one, I didn't lift the marker at all. I just kept on drawing a continuous line. And when I was happy with it, I drew a little jagged line that attached it to the rock formation that it was growing on. And this one is more of a curved line, almost like blades of grass, and that one is blowing in the ocean waves. And I'm also adding a textured piece of coral in the background. If I didn't do so many different styles of life underwater, my drawing would be very boring. And with all the space that this paper has to offer, I encourage you to use up as much of your space too, as I'm using mine. Also add bubbles and ripples in the water so there's movement in your drawing, and so it won't look flat. Once you have enough plant life underwater, it's time to add the fish and the sea creatures that are swimming near the scuba diver. So for this fish, I drew an oval shape, and then I added some fins, the mouth, the eye, and I'm leaving it open in the middle space so I can color it in later. But I also am adding a bit of texture on the fins to give it more interest. And again, mostly focus on the shape of the fish that you draw, the parts that you want to add, the bigger parts first, before you work on the small sections like the eyes, the mouth, and the little nose. And I change up my fish each time I draw them, so they're not all the same, unless I'm drawing a school of fish. For example, if I was doing that, I would draw lots of them repeating in the same way, in the same style. So have some fun with this process, and you can draw many more fish. You can draw different things like jellyfish or sea turtles, whatever you wish to draw in your ocean. Maybe even some buried treasure and a message in a bottle. Who knows what you'll add? I chose to add a few more additional lines for added texture, but that's up to you. And once you're proud of your drawing, your line work is outlined with markers and there's no visible pencil, it's time to color. So get your crayons and go for it. And the wonder awaits. Thank you for coming to this Under the Sea drawing tutorial, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.